Anyway, talk about the connection, another angle on the connection between Parshas Bamidbar and Shavuos, because Parshas Bamidbar is always the parsha you read immediately before Shavuos. All right, it's Chazal say it's a Medrash in Parshas Yisrael. Torah is given Bamidbar in a desert to teach you that a person has to be Mesim Atzmo Kamidbar. A person has to be like a desert. If he wants to be Kohen Torah, he has to be like a desert. But Midbar Hakol Dashiba, anyone can walk through a desert. It's like the ideal Rosh Hashanah. Anyone can walk through that. That's a very interesting thing. What's the Gemara? What's the Medrash rather telling us? You have to be like a Midbar Shahakol Dashimba. Anyone can walk through it. It's like so if you're like a Midbar Shahakol Dashimba Hefker, then you could be Kohen Torah. Like, what's the message over there? Right, so I think the amongst the many things that it could mean is dealing with the dual account of Matan Torah. On Shavuos we're going to put the emphasis on the Parshas Yisrael version. With the thunder and the lightning and the great voice and the fire, right? And Am Yisrael was afraid, and stayed back. Right? And by the way, in that account of Matan Torah, you won't find anywhere the words Kol Asher Diber Hashem Naaseh V'Nishma. It's not in that parsha at all. They said Kol Asher Diber Hashem Naaseh a few days earlier. Right, there's a whole other version of Matan Torah, in the end of Parshas Mishpatim, right, where Moshe Rabbeinu tells them, and they have a party, Vayechsu Esalkim, Vayochlu Vayishtu, and they saw a vision, of Tachas Ragav Kilmasev Nasasapir, right, and they were enjoying themselves, and they're having, and in that version of Matan Torah, where it's a much more sedate, experience, and they're even enjoying themselves. And it's a machlokes, amongst the Rishonim. Machlokes whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, that they were really enjoying themselves. Now, a whole other vision of Matan Torah, a whole other account. Like if you're not for Rashi, you wouldn't know what you're looking at. And in that account, it says Kosher Dibar Hashem Naaseh V'Nishma. When there's the party, and when there's they're eating, and they see, and there's no mention of their being afraid in any way. Right. So we once explained that there's a duality in Torah that is very hard for the human being to wrap himself around. Not just wrap his mind around, but even more importantly, wrap his emotions around. Because duality in Torah, the Torah is awesome. It's from the other world. It's from God. And the angels want it, and that's the aspect that's put on in Parshas Yisrael, the fear, the awe. Because Torah is awesome. It is scary because of that it's mamash God's wisdom. It's God's will, right? It's something that even the angels wanted. It's like this is like really, really above and beyond us. Right, and that's what Amishal got. Vayanu, vayamdu merachok. They got agitated. They moved back. They stood back because there is that aspect of Torah. Torah is just awesome. Awesome in the being fearsome, and that's what Chazal say that we have to learn Torah be'ema, be'yira, be'reses u'bezeya. We have to learn with awe and fear and trembling and sweat, just like by Matan Torah. But there's another aspect of Torah. It's geschmack. It's delicious. All right, and the Rebbe Shalom gave us the gift that we could, internalize the Torah and we could understand it and appreciate it. Right, and learning a good piece of Torah could give a geschmack, no less than eating a good meal. And that's the feeling that you get from the account of Matan Torah and Parshas Mishpatim. They were having a great time. Vayechsu Esalkim, Vayochlu Vayishtu. They saw God, and while that they were eating and drinking. And the Chazal learned from that Gemara an interesting thing, that Olam Haba Ein Bo Lo Achila V'Sheh. In Olam Haba, you don't eat, you don't drink. Just Tzadikim Yoshim V'Nenim Meziv Hashchina. You sit there and enjoy it. Shenemar Vayechsu es halokim, vayochlu vayishtu. That you can enjoy seeing God as if eating and drinking. So geshmak. It's like eating a dream, which means you internalize it, you appreciate it, it's delicious. Right? I mean, hey, in Avil, it's also to learn Torah. It's also to learn Torah in Tisha B'Av because it's geshmak. Right? So it's like, and in that, in that account of Matan Torah, of how geshmak it is, it says Nase vin nishma. We're also going to hear, we're also going to understand it. We're going to do it, we're also going to nishma, we're going to appreciate it. Nishma like miloshin to understand. Right? Right? That we're going to have an appreciation and hear those, hear that kol gadol that we were afraid of. And now the truth is that both are emes. Torah is on the one hand awesome, and Torah is on the other hand geshmak, right? And it's these two situations are just so different from each other that the Torah had to put them in two different parshas, separate the two accounts. But undoubtedly, in a way, it's hard for us to imagine it was the same. At the same time, they felt fear and they felt geshmak. Somehow, at the same time, simultaneously, right? And that sort of teaches you. Excuse me. Yeah. So the right. This is the demands that the Torah has from us. Torah has a demand from us to juggle opposites, right? But then again, let's look at the mitzvahs of the Torah. The mitzvahs of the Torah are the same way. Right? The mitzvahs of the Torah are as such that we have mitzvahs like v'samachta b'chagecha. We have the mitzvahs of chesed and tzedakah. We also have the mitzvah of timchez zecher amalek. We have the mitzvah of hachreim tachrimim, to march, go out and kill. It's like which is a whole different headspace and emotional. The Torah makes demands from us that are mamash on the opposite sides of the scale. It demands kindness from us. It demands from us what might be considered cruelty, and we're promised. The Torah promises us. It's something which is hard to wrap our head around. That play by the rules, right? If you don't play by the rules, you'll lose out. Chazal say, "Kol merachim al achzorim, sofer lachzor rachmanim." Like Shaul HaMelech, if you have mercy where the Torah says not to have mercy, had mercy on Agag, in the end he killed out Nov Ira Kohanim, right? The Torah assures us that listen, you be cruel when we tell you to be cruel, and don't worry about it because we promise you. The Torah promises you. You'll be kind when it's time to be kind. Just do what we say, and you'll never lose out from it. Amazing. The Torah promises even if you have to go off the scale in cruelty and kill out a whole nation, men, women, and children, don't worry about it. You will be kind when it's time to be kind. It's an amazing thing, right? The Torah demanded us to balance opposites. The question is how do we take on this challenge, right? Of a Torah that has in it opposites. It has dinim and chasadim. It demands kindness. It demands cruelty. It's awesome and scary and yet geshmak. Torah is demanding similarly something that's impossible for the human being to do. Right? But if Torah demands it, must be it's possible. There just has to be a way, right? And the way is mesim atzmo kamidbar. Right? You have to be like a desert. Desert anyone could walk in. What does that mean? Your problem is that you're declaring yourself like this is me. This is what I'm into. Right? So a guy who talks that way says, well, there's certain mitzvahs that he likes because it fits with what he enjoys or what he's predisposed to, and there are mitzvahs he says, I'm not into that. Whatever. All right, I'll do it. If I really have to, and And everyone's got his, midas and mitzvahs that are more appealing to his personality, and that's the problem. You shouldn't be stuck in a particular personality. A person has to be bigger, bigger than being a particular persona. You have to be bigger than that, right? You have to, be wide open, even open. Midbar hakol dashimon. In Midbar, anyone could walk. Anyone, any nation has rites of passage in the desert, right? Desert doesn't belong to anybody. Right? A yid has to say he is not stuck in any particular midah. He is wide open, for whatever the Torah demands from him. Right? And that's this between Jew and Goy. Right? When HaKadosh Baruch Hu offered, right, the Torah to the other nations, so everyone knows, they ask what's written in there. But that's not the whole discussion. The Lashon of the Medrash was, when he went to, at least in one of the Midrashim, when he went to the Yishmaelim, right, to the Arabs, he said, okay, you want the Torah. He said, Mike Sivabe, right? And he said, listen, so God says, Lo Signovu. He said, what? That's our whole Parnasa. That's what it says in the Medrash. That's our Parnasa, man, right? Right? I was supposed to be a paradam yodo bakol. Yishmael, he puts his hand on everything. It's not us. Not us. He goes to Esav, the Bnei Esav, Edom. Mike Sivabe, right? So Koshua says, Lo Sirtzach. What? That's our parnasa. Yitzchak Avinu gave us a bracha. Al charbecha tichye. You live by the sword. It's our parnasa, man. Right? No can do. But that's the problem. That was the whole hang-up. That Yishmaelim say, listen, Geneva is our thing. That's us. Hey, that's me. Right? That's the ultimate excuse. Hey, that's me. Right? This is like the biggest cop-out of how people don't improve themselves. Hey, that's me. You have to love me the way I am. It's, what? And that's the way a guy talks. He goes, Geneva is what we do. And then Yishmael says, Esav says, Ritzicha is what we do. That's our thing. The godless of Am Yisrael is that Am Yisrael says, we don't got a particular thing. We don't got a particular thing. We're a midbar. We're wide open like a desert. Desert's like Nowheresville. We're not stuck in any particular midah. Wide open space. No givens. No premises. No axioms. Whatever God wants. Just like Midbar Hakol Dashimba. Right? And that's the lesson that we have to have before we go to really be Makabel Torah. That the Torah will tell us what to do, as opposed to, we'll negotiate with the Torah. That's why people go around, Rabbonim, shopping for a heter. Whatever he says, no, you ask another one. It means you've decided what's right, or you've decided what's for you, and we just got to find a rabbi that's willing to play ball with you. That's not called being a Makabel Torah. In Makabel Torah, that you'll do whatever the Torah wants, and the Torah, might ask from you on Sunday to kill an Amaleki, and on Monday, right, to do chesed, right, or may even ask from you these two different things on the same day, right, and you have to go with it, without, say, well, I gotta chill out, a little bit before I'm going from the battlefield to, no, you're not supposed to be kavua in any particular midah, right, and that's the, and that's the advantage of why Am Yisrael got the Torah, and not angels, and not any other life form. Because the inyan of all other creatures other than the Adam in his glory, is that every other creature other than the Adam is kavu in a particular midah. Right? First of all, by the lower life forms, like it's Davar Yadua that Am Yisrael could have learned Gezel from the Namala, but that's the only thing that they do right. And not only that, they only do it right in a limited way. They don't steal from each other. They steal from me all the time. If I leave something on the counter, right? Right? So you could have derived from it, but that's the only thing they do right, and even that they don't do totally. They only do it lefi their programming. And tznius from the chasula, and they only do a particular thing right, not everything right. And even the particular thing, they do it, right, the way it suits them, right? But it's not just that way by the animals; it's that way by the malachim. Ein malach oseh shtei shlichus. A malach can't do two different things. Every malach is kavua in his midah. Rafal only does refuah. Michal only does, gives only good news. Gavriel only, Michal. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Right. And Gavriel, right. No, but you're a human being also, so you have to do other things also. Yeah. Right. If there's two Jewish ladies meet each other, right? They say, my son is such a malach. Says, I know what you mean. My son's not human either. Anyway. Anyway, yeah. It sounds very. It's oich nit a mensch. It's not a mensch. Yeah, right. Anyway. No, all the other creatures are hooked in a particular midah, whether the spiritual ones, whether the lower life forms. Just by the Adam alone, Adam means Am Yisrael, who's the real Adam, who attained the pinnacle of perfection in the human being, right? So, what does the Mishnah say in Avos? Yudah b'temer heve az kenamer, kal kenesha, ratz ketzvi. You have to have all the positive traits. You have to be light like the eagle, right? Run like the deer, and be strong like mighty like the lion, and brave like the tiger. A tiger's only supposed to be a tiger. A lion's only supposed to be a lion, and you're not supposed to have all the good midas. If some of these midas are contradictory, you're not supposed to have all the good midas, right? The Adam that's roy for Torah, the real Adam that's the Indian that Am Yisrael. V'kachat somer si Adam atem. Chazal darshan Adam atem kriyim Adam ve'ena akum kriyim Adam. The real glory of the human being is that he's everything, even contradictory midas he can carry within himself. Kind, of course, when it's the right time to be kind. Cruel, when it's the right time to be cruel. Right? And call midah nechona. Right? And the key to that is don't get stuck or hung up on a particular midah or a particular thing or the that's me syndrome. No, that's me. Like a midbar. Anyone can walk through a midbar. Right? It could be, it's like just like any nation could walk through. Hakol dashim ba, Chesed walks right through you. Gvura walks right through you. Tiferes walks right through you. You yourself are nothing and not, and in nowhere. You're just always doing what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants, right? And that's the achona from Matan Torah, because the Torah made the huge demand of juggling opposites. Juggling things that to shallow minds might seem mutually exclusive, and the Torah demanded everything from us. Demanded everything. The Taryag mitzvahs between all of them together have demanded opposite things from us, right? And that we're prepared to juggle the opposites and not say that we're kavua in any particular midah. We will shift and juggle our midas and shift them around, whatever the halacha wants. Whatever, whenever, like a midbar, hakol dashimba, and I think that's the issue that what we have to inculcate in ourselves, before Matan Torah, right? The idea that I'm going to let the Torah define me. I'm not coming to the Torah with any predefinitions, be it about myself, be it about what's right and wrong. I'm like a midbar, right? And the Torah will define me, and I'm open to being redefined every single day of my life. That's right. That's what we want to say.
So what about my list?
What?
So what about my list?
So your milas are not your milas are probably they're your strengths, but no such thing as I'm into this. I'm not into anything else. You have to offset your weaknesses. So obviously you could capitalize on your strengths. You could capitalize on your strengths. Capitalize on your strengths, but you should never. You know what the nafkamin is? I'll tell you. The real nafkamin is avas Yisrael. I'll tell you. The real like you're into one guy's into learning, another guy's into chesed, another guy's into davening. Right? Instead of making fun of them because they're not in your derech, maybe well he has strengths that I don't have. I think there's also this being mesat not only to be accepting of all the mitzvahs of the Torah equally, but also be understanding the necessity perhaps of why there were 12 different tribes even from the beginning, let alone that we've branched down to many different communities, each one with its own emphasis. A real guy who's Mesa Matzkriva understands why, well, look, I'm glad they're around because I'm not doing what they're doing. So I'm glad that they're around to do what I'm not good at.
Yeah. One of this says that the three characteristics of a Yid
right.
is Rahmanin,
By Shalom. Yeah. Yeah, but that's the whole point. Rachmanim by Shalom Gomel Chasadim.
Right. So that doesn't mean
Those actually that actually means. So I'll tell you what the Maral says and others. Actually means we have both extremes and the ability to synthesize between the two.
What is both extremes in that?
I shall explain to you. You know, Gomle Chasadim is Chesed. Chesed, which is Ava, right? By Shonim is Yira. Leman te Yirosa Prechem Lebilti Techato, right? Zua Busha, right? This Busha comes from Yiras. You're ashamed, you know, because you're in fear of God. You're ashamed to. Rachmanus is the synthesis between the two. And really, this gets back to why we have three of us. Why don't we have just one forefather? No, so the reason why I spoke about this in the White Show just a few days ago. We have three of us because Avram is on the extreme of Chesed. Yitzchak is on the opposite extreme. Then Yaakov is a synthesizer, and Am Yisrael comes from all three together. So we're supposed to have be into this, be into its opposite, and also be into the middle path and know when to negotiate between the two. That's why there are three midas in this Am, but those three midas represent having all good midas, because they're the two extremes and the middle.
How does this reflect in our daily interactions with others?
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, as opposed to those who are not part of Am Yisrael, how would their interaction look like?
No, so that's how we
Or
understand.
Is it easier for us to pick up, even though they'll get it eventually? But like,
No, so we understand that by the nations of the world, each nation has their thing that they're into. You know, and that's what makes that people, that type of people.
Except for Amalek.
Am Yisrael, yeah, well, hey, Amalek is into just being bad, period. Anti-everything. Right. Yeah, but every other nation has their midah, and they get all their life force for that one thing that they do right. That's what they're into. That's part of what they're doing wrong, that they're only into one thing. Am Yisrael is willing to be into everything.
So we're the most liberal.
No. Well, most open, like the Midbar, HaKodashim Bar. Most open. You call it liberal, right? Open.
We're not liberal. We don't pretend to be open and then close all the doors behind, quietly have servers that no one knows about, talk about communism and then pretend that we're actually real.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not open. Right? Yeah. They're closed in their own way. Liberals are very close-minded in their own way.
Of course, yeah.
They don't want to see anything right in conservatism. Right? No. They just call themselves open. They're closed and they call themselves open.
it's like you can't sell death insurance because it doesn't sell.
Right.
It's called health insurance.
I have a question. What would you say is the answer this time? This was someone presented this to me, and I don't really know exactly how to answer it. He said like this.
Listen.
That what the Nazis, Yimach Shemam, did or attempted to do to us is hagu for the same thing that we really want to do to a nation, to do to Amalek.
Right.
So how can we, say, oh, they're so wicked, they're evil? That's really what our own, mission is against them.
Okay, excellent.
I'm sorry, can you ask that question again?
What the Nazis did to us, or attempted to do to us, is really the same thing that we are supposed to do to Amalek as well. I mean, we have to do genocide. We are commanded to do genocide.
So you say they
right?
think we're bad.
So saying that, so how can we say what they did was bad if what we're really commanded to do the same thing?
No, it's
That's
pretty simple. We're going to kill
That's
the people who killed us because, of course, many people they were on Amalek.
It's more like
We
philosophical.
didn't show any bad things.
So I was going to say that's coming from it's a tzivoy basically. That's what it comes down to.
Rabbi, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Is it Megillah that says Germamya Sheledom Sheledem Malem Yotzim Vorgim et Kol Olam Kulo?
Right.
This
but
is
yeah,
2,000 years ago. This is not 70 years ago.
No, so it really gets back into what we're saying.
Yeah.
Nazis are into killing. No, they also didn't just kill Jews. They also killed gypsies and all the inferior. Well, you know that Am Yisrael is doing it because it's the right thing to do. Because we're also into Chesed, and also we go to war with the nation that's not Amalek, the Karato Leil Shalom, and we have to leave them in a skate route. We can't cut down their fruit trees. You see, Am Yisrael at least is doing it because it's the right thing to destroy evil. Right? You know, we're doing it just for that purpose, because we're the Am of Chesed.
So honestly, but in their perspective,
no, their
they
perspective
consider that
You
the
know,
Jews are evil, and that's why they were doing what they were doing.
no, but you say that they are a bunch of killing machines because the Nazis didn't believe in Chesed. Anyone who wasn't productive to society, they said to exterminate. The handicap, all those genetically inferior.
Wow.
They're a bunch of achzorim.
It goes further. The Nazis believed in dissolving modern societies based on religion and going back to medieval religions, and that's what they draw their whole, so-called pure society from, to destroy everyone else that's opposed to this medieval society that worships these specific idols that they created to be able to harness the devil, so to speak.
Yeah, so I'm saying, but that's what goes back to the same point. The Nazis are kavu in their mida. They like killing. And, they're not in favor of Chesed. Am Yisrael does plenty of Chesed also, so you know that when they're after Amalek, it's for the sincere reason of destroying evil.
Because there's that balance.
That's right.
I also remember you saying that the Amalek in every generation manifests itself as a different nation.
Yeah,
So at that specific generation, it was Edom,
right.
which is basically Germany.
Yeah, Nazism is Amalek. Doesn't mean that the German people, when they're not Nazi, are Amalek.
Interesting.
What's the honey on that table? It was here. I saw it.
Okay.
All right. Good, Yoni, unbelievable trolling. All right. All right, so I hope I see everyone Monday afternoon, for those who are not joining me.
Milchik.
Monday afternoon, Milchik, so Chol Yisrael, but
Chol
Milchik and alcoholic. Monday afternoon, 7:30 mincha here. 7:30 mincha here. The Suda, Neil Sachak starts right after mincha, and then there'll be Mariv here.
Mincha here?
Mincha here, 7:30.
You didn't read the email?
Right here in this room.
And 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock Matzah Shabbos.
What?
4 o'clock a.m.
4 a.m. 4
4
Matzah.
a.m. Stein Shul.
Right. Shir.
Oh,
I'm saying,
I'm gonna come.
Yeah, I'm saying 3 shurim. Of course,
Where
it's
exactly Rabbi Stein?
Why?
Downstairs?
Downstairs.
Yeah.
Downstairs.
I know you couldn't find it last time. I went to this kiddush with a bunch of snobs and I left.
What's the other?
Gotta go downstairs.
Yeah, so
Building?
1 to 1:45 at the White Shul.
Okay, then Rabbi Stein's.
No, and then Share from 3 to 3:45.
So you're gonna be walking the whole.
And then
know.
3:45 is
I'll
mikvah
see
time.
the to you.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to walk back.
What?
It'll be walk back. You're gonna be walking.
No,
Yeah.
he has to walk back anyway.
No. For the mikvah, right?
Yeah, then Rabbi, I guess I go to Rabbi Stein, just daven Shachar there.
Anyone want to finish
Catch a
a beer?
minion.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
that'd be better.
All right.
I'm going to ask you where your mouth is. Is this yours?
Mine, it's his.
I feel bad that Rabbi Huda didn't
I'm not
partake.
finishing it if you want it.
So we're not going to waste the beer.
I'm not going to waste the beer.
We wanted to give you a gift from the Chabura.
Oh, thank you.
A couple of guys we got together for Yom Tov. Thank you so much for everything.
Okay.
Really, it's like
Thank you, I
a
appreciate it.
tremendous part of our lives, and it's
All right,
really,
Halavai
really
Weiter.
appreciate it.
Continue to do big things together. Being
Amen.
Makadash Shem Shemaim together.
We make the album
Amen.
for his wedding in 11 months. Or what was the 11 months?
Yeah, but I don't know if it's going to be the slave driver. Listen, you imagine, whatever. The Kabbalah's Punim is 8 a.m., right? Chuppah 9 a.m. No one's going to come.
Shabbos morning.
Right. Chuppah 9 a.m., right?
Look, she must be a slave driver if she works for Coach.
Hope she couldn't.
I don't know anything much about that company.
Oh, it's like a high fashion company, so you have to be like a very opinionated person to be like high in these fashion companies.
I don't like days.
that.
Imagine like your chuppah is like 9 a.m.
It'll be the earliest.
I had a friend who got married on Friday.
What?
I had a friend who was a little bit cuckoo, got married on Friday.
9 a.m.
10 o'clock in the morning, chuppah started.
That's funny.
So they have like the latest weddings. They're known to have like their
Yeah,
weddings
which
are
is
like
why
at
like this
10:30
is
or 11
like
o'clock.
so surprising. She's Sephardi. This girl, I don't know what's going on.
They're very fashionably late.
Yeah, that's really.
Okay, so,
I know,
so
I know.
Hawkins.
I'm not as
Sorry, I'm sorry, but
No,
I
yeah,
don't
man.
know how to customize them.
No one shows up.
You have charger?
Yeah.
They're all different. The Bukhari's
No,
all
that's
whole
it,
different thing. They have like they go over the top.
Yeah, that's like that.
Bukhari's are like
Ethiopians.
specifically.
Like this.
Yeah, they make everyone else. They pale compared.
that's
No. Ethiopians just like
They
this.
didn't have enough food to put up
Yeah.
in
And
the
then they
table.
smack
Next time they do, they put like one of
27
those like
bills on top of each
things that
other's
you put
heads.
plates on top of.
Yeah,
You know,
you
like
know,
it
no,
builds
no,
up.
that-
Yeah, there's like no room, and they just have
No,
food and
so
food.
they're out. No, so they're out.
Not for real, dude. It's right here.
So-
I'm not
so
doing
it's
it
up to
now.
one of
I'm
you
not
guys.
doing
Come
it
on.
now. I don't know how to do it.
Like that?
No, you know.
You know the Persians then?
Yeah, they go like this. They
I
clap
know,
and shit.
It's on the head.
Oh, it's a belly dancing.
Thank you very much. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you, guys. So see you over again.
I'll try to drag him in. He's probably not gonna be here for you. I'll try to drag him in.
Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome, you're welcome.
I was thinking you home on Shabbos.
Yeah. So Shabbos and Sunday night.
Sunday night, right.
My whole head is confused.
All right, yeah, fine, no
I'll
problem.
try to get a good bottle of wine. Maybe two.
I appreciate that. That's
Not
great.
white, huh?
It doesn't have to be white. No, it's okay. I mean, not if we're gonna eat meat mainly. Yeah. They gave me, let's see what it is. There's a check there. Well, how much? 1,000?
Yeah.
Oh, well, sure. Here, just in time. Pays for what I said. Swirl's not going to want to deal with it before Shul. I'll give it to Swirl off after Shul. It's not going to want to deal with it before. Oh, Hashem. Good people. Oh, sure. Good people. Yeah. You might mention to Edna that, what happened, with they didn't get the scholarship for the summer, see if she offers anything. Tell her we can only afford, Abba and Ima can only afford half, see what she does.
She's working.
I know, she probably do. She might offer her $500. Look, you do what you want, Adina. You do what you want. I'm not going to ask her for it. I said I'm going to give you $1,000. So, I'm just saying, if you mention it to Edna, I'm sure she'll give you something. To help with the fray. But it's your choice. And as I say, she's been in the family now for 30 years and been more of a grandmother to you than... She views herself as family. It's not true.
Okay, she is family.
Okay, listen, you do what you want. I'm not telling you what to do.
Oh yeah, I'll mention
to her by
Yeah, for your sake, you know, so fine. Let's go 50-50. I'm sorry, I can't give you more than $1,000. Let it go.
And their mom.
Son is still.